start on this is so speed, distance, time graph. So remember your formulas. Speed is distance divided by time. You should know that, right? Speed is distance over time. Distance is speed times time, and then of course time is what? Distance over speed. Okay. Make sure the time must be hours. Well, depends on question, but normally it's hours anyways, right? Work out the average speed. Speed formula. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. What is the distance? 65 miles divided by what's the time taken? Well, he went there from 13:30 to 14:48. Well, 13:30 to 14:30, that's 1 hour. Then 14:30 to 14:48, that's we got 18 minutes left. So it's technically 1 hour 18 minutes. But remember, I can't deal with 18 minutes. I need hours anyway. So 1 and the 18, what I'm going to do, divided by 60. 18 divided by 60 is 0.3. So it's a 1.3 hours because the 1 comes from here, by the way. And this is 0.3. So 1.3 hours. 65 divided by 1.3, that's your time, which will give you 50. And the 50, the unit is miles per hour, and they're not going to ask you about the units on this one. So it's fine. That's the answer, 50 miles per hour. Okay. The next one, question number 9. This one is an estimate question, so it's a non-calculator paper. Estimate this, always due to one significant figure, 3000. 15.12. Now, okay, don't do this one to 15, to one significant figure, because remember, look, it looks 15. You don't want to say it's 20. So just call it two significant figure on this one only, 15. That's fine. For the 8 hours per day, that's fine. So in 1 day, how long will it take to complete the race? Yeah, sure. So in 1 hour, you will do 15 miles. So in 8 hours, 8 times 15 then. Okay, so 8 times 15, that's just going to give you what? 120 miles. That will give you 120 miles in 1 day, per day. Okay, and you got 3000. So you got to do 3000 divided by 120 miles. 0, 0 can divide. And I want to do 300 divided by 12. Both of them I can divide by 6, which will make it 50 divided by 6, which will make it 2. 50 divided by 2, 25. How many days should it take? 25 days it will take. Okay. Now, is it going to be an underestimate or an overestimate? Remember, it's an underestimate. Okay, why is it an underestimate? Because you can say 3069.25 miles. You have rounded it down to what number? 3000. Or you could have said this number, but I just prefer to go with the first number. Okay, just go with one of the number. Yeah, so it's an underestimate. Cool. Next one, graph question. You should be good on this. 4 strip. For the first 20 seconds, they want the distance. So that means it's the area under the graph. So first 20 seconds, okay, I'm just going to draw it. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would always write down what are the numbers here, so that makes my life easy. I know that's 0, that's fine. 20, 21, 22. That one is 28. That one is 32. That one is 35. The first one, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to try to work out the areas of these. So 1 is a triangle, remember. So what is the base of the triangle? Remember, the base, or you can call it the height, whichever you want to call it. It's 5. So everything is going to technically have a height of 5. All right. So what's the basis? So it's 22 times by 5 divided by 2. It's the triangle. That's why. Okay. So that's just going to go cancel that. 2 divided by, so 22 divided by 2 is 11. 11 times 5, 55 meters. The other ones are trapezium. Remember, the formula for trapezium is a plus b times by the height divided by 2. The parallel, you add the parallel line multiplied by the height divided by 2. So what are your parallel lines in here? These two are your parallel lines. So second one, 22 add 28 times by the height is 5 divided by 2. I know that 22 add 28, which is what, 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. The next one is 28 and 32. So that's the third one, by the way, we're doing. All right. Third one is 28 plus 32 times by the height is still 5. Remember, it's going to be 5 all the time now. Divided by 2. 28 and 32, that's just a 60. divided by 2 to 2. If you want to do 60 divided by 2, that's a 30. 30 times 5 is 150. The last one is fourth one, and then the fourth strip. 32 add 35, because those are your parallel line, times it by the height of 5 divided by 2. This one, 32 at 35, that's what, 67. I'm not going to do 67 divided by 2 in my head. I'm just going to type it through a calculator then. 67 times it by 5 divided by 2, which gives you 167.5. And what is the question? You want the total distance anyways, right? So total distance is add them up, which is 55 plus 125 plus 150 plus 167.5, which is going to give you an answer of 497.5 meters. Simple. Okay, easy. Is your answer an underestimate or an overestimate? Remember, you started from here and you ended up here. Look at it. It's an underestimate because your line that you draw is less than the curve, isn't it? So the curve is here, by the way. Your line is lower than the curve, so it's a underestimate. Why? Because the area of triangle and trapezium is lower than area under the curve. Okay. Next one. A car travels for 18 minutes at the speed of that. How far does it travel? Okay, so how far means they want the distance. What's the formula of distance? Speed times time. Speed is easy. There you go. 72 time 18. Yes, 18 minutes, but remember it's per hour. Okay, so you want it hours. 18 divided by 60 to make it into an hour, which is 0.3. Okay, times it by 0.3 then. 72 times it by 0.3, which is 200 and what's that? 0.3, which is just going to give you 200 and sorry. No, that's times it by 3. 216 divided by 10, which is 21.6 kilometers. Good. 72 kilometers per hour is faster than 20 meters per second. Is it? Let's try. Let's check. 72 kilometers per hour. So 72 kilometers. So what do you do? Times it by 1,000. Because it's kilometers. To go from meters to kilometers to meters, you times it by 1,000. Divided by hours. Hours means 60 by 60, right? Which is 60 by 60. That's 36 and 20. 3,600 then, yeah. 3,600. You can do this actually without a calculator. 2 zeros cancel here. There you go. 72 and 36 can be divided. That just makes it 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Is it faster than 20? No, it's not. It's actually the same thing. Is it? No, it's the same speed. So remember, when you're going to convert like that, so you times it by 1,000 divided by 3,600 because that's how many seconds are in an hour. Yeah. Or you can do the 20 meters per second, which is the opposite, which is kind of what you do, 20 times 3,600 divided by 1,000. Kind of do the inverse on that, which will give you technically, I think, I should give you 72 anyways. All right, the next one. Use a graph to estimate the speed. Speed means tangent, or to be honest, gradient is a better word, or tangent at 5 seconds. So you go to 5 seconds. I put a cross before, I put a cross after for the easiness of it. And draw a nice long line. I think something like that should do. I will draw the larger triangle outside to make it easier for myself. I know this is 8. I'm going to guess this number is 2.24, 2.6. 2.6 to 8, how much is that? That's going to be what? 5.4 if you take it out. And it starts at 0 and then you go 60 and then I think it goes up everything because there are 20 in the gap and there are how many? 5 boxes divided by 5. That makes it 4. Everything goes in 4s. 60, 60, that's a 60, 64, 68. Let's just call it 68, it's fine. So what's the speed then? 68 divided by 5.4. It's 12.6. meters per second. Now, I'm getting this answer. You may get something a bit different. So I would roughly say, let's say something between, let's say 11 till 15. If you get anything between 11 and 15, you should be good enough. Okay. The next one. Estimate the speed again. Okay, right. So same thing then. Speed means gradient or the word tangent in your distance time graph, right? 6 seconds, you go to 6 seconds, which is here. One cross before, one cross after. We'll draw a tangent out of this. That's good. Draw one downwards again. I think that seems spot on. Oh, that seems like a proper triangle there. It's not that bad. What this number is? This number is 3, exactly in the middle. 6, 7, 8. That number is a 9. 3 to 9. What's that? 6. 0 till, let's call it, goes up to 20 anyway, so that's a 20. So I just go 20 divided by 6 then, which is 3.3 recurring. So we're going to call this 3.33 meters per second. And let's say anything between 2.5 to 4 is reasonably okay, right? But you need to do many questions so you will get it more accurate in. Good.